We got swamped so bad yesterday when we first opened.
So, can I call you White Dove?
You can, or Sherry. My real name's Sherry.
Okay. My real name's also Baron, so it's nice and easy.
Okay. You call me White Dove, everybody knows me by White Dove.
Do you want to do something where you're not facing as much away from the camera so that the audio picks up better?
Sure. I'll step right here.
Sure. Will you come in here?
Oh, sure. If I may.
You may.
Now you're officially at the White Dove booth.
Yeah. That's true, in the White Dove booth.
Exactly.
So this is exciting to be able to be in here. Oh, that's all right. I'm just going to get up here. Alright, there you go.
Word, yeah.
No, like, just being able to see your plushies like in person is always awesome. I think the first time I ever saw one of your plushies, it was like, it was a big deal for me when I first started in the fandom. Was I saw your Fausticorn, at the Traveling Pony Museum.
Right, that's one of my first patterns, and I redesigned it right after that, and that's when Lauren contacted me and said, "What do I have to do to purchase that?" So we made a trade.
Awesome. Also noticed, is that your little OC over there?
It is.
Which is also adorable.
I'm your White Dove.
Pony White Dove.
Yeah, Pony White Dove. So yeah, my pony Sana. So she's held up by magnets.
Oh, that's cute. That's cute. That was one of the first things I always noticed, was that your plushies are always so well designed and thought out.
And they're strong. I really stuff them tight.
Oh wow, yeah. That's definitely
If you don't, the hawk right in here will break down over time, and then they don't stand anymore. So I make sure that I stuff them pretty firm. And I was one of the first ones, push makers, to do that. Everybody else stuffed them really soft.
I can definitely tell, as far as quality-wise, how firm it feels, and kind of looking at the seams too. Sometimes you can really see, you can honestly see the seams, but you can see the threads in between the seams, as they start to pull apart.
Yes, they don't make their stitching tight enough, and I make mine pretty small. It takes longer to sew, but I want them to last. I mean, people pay a lot of money for them. They're not cheap, and I know that. And
I'm keeping it inside, but it's actually a huge moment. Here, I'll hand that back to you.
Well, I'll tell you what, you can hug the real White Dove.
No, it's awesome. You mentioned this was your first Bronycon, right? So this is the first time you're vending? Okay.
I was here
as a guest, though.
Well, actually, just for fun last year.
Oh, okay.
But I've been up to a lot of the smaller cons as a guest. I'm going to Dallas here in October. Nightmare Nights, I think is what it is, as a guest. And so I'll be have a panel. So I've had quite a few panels, but this is the first time to actually vend.
Oh, yeah.
Especially at a big con. So
I mentioned, you said you had 40 plushies here? 42?
I did. I had 40.
40 plushies. I remember because they were all,
sold 31 of them
all around on the front table.
Well, and I've been with Space Voyager, and she had a few here, but I had, this was packed, and underneath all the tables was full.
Oh, yeah.
And they're all gone.
All of them.
Yep, all
so
of them.
Are these the ones that you have left still for sale?
This is all I have. It's just right here. This is my daughter. She's going a steampunk dash today, so she had to carry a scooter around.
Oh, very cute. I like that.
So, yeah, this is all I have left. I got one Cutie pie under there. The other one's for Andrea Lidman, so we're supposed to be doing the trade.
Saving it. That's awesome.
Well, yeah, we're doing the trade, so she's supposed to be around sometime today.
I definitely, she mentioned she was going to want to walk around. So.
Yes.
Something else I wanted to bring up is I was at Everfree Northwest 2014 this year, and in the charity auction there was a quilt that was a huge collab between a bunch of plushie artists, and you happen to have the center square.
I did, the Fausticorn.
Where, you had made a Fausticorn, and she had signed it too.
She did.
Yeah,
she did. After I sold Lauren or traded the Fausticorn for her, I kept in contact with her. So I contacted her last October when White Heather started that quilt, and I asked Lauren if she would be interested in signing this for charity, and Lauren is huge into charity. And so I was pretty sure she would, and so I sent it to her, and she did. And we are actually going to do another quilt for Everfree 2015, and the center square is going to be a bigger one, and it's going to be the main 6. And I've already contacted Lauren, and she said she would sign it again. And so I'm going to ask Andrea when I see her today if she would sign it, and if I could send it to her and get the main 6 voice actors to sign it when they go back to work. So that one should be on the new quilt.
Awesome. That's really exciting.
That'd be awesome.
How does it feel, just being here, being at Bronycon and being able to interact with everyone?
I love it. I love cons anyway. I think they're a blast, and I now have almost 15,000 watchers on DA. And these people talk to me all the time, and so it's nice to see faces. A lot of times I don't remember their DA names because I have so many, but it's just fun to kind of put a face to some of the people, my regulars who talk to me all the time, and you don't do that except for con. So I enjoy it. I love it.
Now, I remember I must have been back in 2012. I remember seeing some of your first plushie work that you've been doing, and as I started watching the show and entering the fandom, interacting online, and learning and knowing those internet names and stuff, like your plushies were like the one thing I saw is like I want that. Like it reminded me of my youth. My mother loved stuffed animals. She actually made and stuffed things a little bit, and then she had stopped. But it was something that like I really held dear, and I was like I want that. And it was like this end goal, and I eventually reached it. And I have a little Philly Rainbow Dash made by Firefly Tickletoes, who was also on the quilt, and like that's like the one thing that like as like a goal that I've reached. So
well, when my son's the one that got into the fandom or into the show right at the end of season 1, and I didn't know anything about it. And when I found out he was into My Little Pony, my daughter's the one that told me. I went, oh really? Okay, that's interesting. But he sent me all the first season, and I marathoned and watched it all, and I went, okay, now I understand. I absolutely just love it. And he asked me to make plushies because I've been sewing all my life. And I went, I have no clue how to make them. So the first one I made was so bad he wouldn't take it for free. And I got rid of it. So it took 3 patterns to finally get the one he would take, and now he, of course, has the whole set.
And now those patterns, are they ones that you had made, like completely from scratch?
They are. They are. I looked at a couple of free patterns online just to get an idea how ponies are constructed, because I had no idea how to make a plush. But I didn't like the design of the free patterns. It's just a place to start. And so I started designing my own pattern. That's why it took 3 to get one that looked like the ponies. Over time, I'm on my 7th pattern. To get to where these are at now, this is 7 patterns a day.
The evolution of plushes. That's awesome.
It is.
Well, hey, like, thank you, and thank you for like doing this short little interview with us. We really appreciate it. Again, it's exciting, and I hope that you can, all these plushes can find happy homes.
I hope so. Most of them already have. So.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.